All right, let's talk about a big decision for anyone getting serious about AI. You're building a rig, and you're staring at two of NVIDIA's most popular cards, the RTX 3070 and its newer sibling, the 4070. Which one do you pick? It's a classic hardware showdown, and we're going to get right into it.
So, you're ready to build, you're ready to start training some models, but the big question is, which of these cards is going to give you the most bang for your buck? Which one is the right tool for the job? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Okay, let's not waste any time. I know you're here for answers, so we're going to cut right to the chase and start with the conclusion first.
And boom, there it is. The source material is pretty clear on this one. For what's happening in AI right now, the RTX 4070 is the card to beat. But, and this is the important part, the real story isn't just the answer itself, it's the why. Let's dig in.
It really boils down to these four key things. We're talking more memory, a whole new architecture, some future-proof tech, and it does it all while sipping power. This isn't just a small step up, it's a significant leap in the areas that really matter for AI. We're going to break down each one. So to really get why the 4070 has such an edge, we've got to look under the hood. This isn't just about comparing two models, it's about comparing two completely different generations of technology. You've got the 3070's Ampere architecture versus the 4070's Ada Lovelace.
And check this out. This is where you really see the generational leap. The 4070 brings in these 4th-gen tensor cores, and they've got a new trick up their sleeve called FP8 precision. We'll get to that in a second. But just look at that L2 cache. It jumped from 4 megs to a whopping 36. Think of that cache as a super fast pit stop for data, right next to the processor. Having 9 times more of it is a huge deal for efficiency.
So, we know the architecture is a whole new beast, but how does it actually translate into the cold, hard numbers? Let's put these two head-to-head on the specs that you, as an AI developer, will care about the most.
For AI, VRAM is everything. It is literally the fuel for your engine. It's the workspace where your models live and train. The RTX 4070 gives you 12 gigs of faster GDDR6X memory. That's a full 50% more VRAM than the 3070. In practical terms, that means you can tackle larger, more complex models and use bigger batch sizes when you're training, and you're way less likely to run into those frustrating out-of-memory errors that just stop you in your tracks.
And this is where the rubber meets the road. These Geekbench scores show you what that new architecture can do. The 4070 is just plain faster, no matter how you slice it. We're talking gains from 24% all the way up to a massive 63% on quantized tasks. That's when models are simplified to run faster. That is a gigantic leap in performance for your day-to-day workflow.
Now, let's talk about this secret weapon, FP8. The 3070 doesn't have it. The 4070 does, and this is a game changer. For AI frameworks that are built to use it, this can literally double the amount of work the GPU gets done in the same amount of time. It's an incredible speed boost and a huge reason why the 4070 is considered so much more future-proof.
Okay, specs and benchmarks are one thing, right? But how does all this power actually feel when you're doing something with it? Let's take a look at one of the most popular AI toys out there right now, image generation with stable diffusion.
And here you can really see that speed in action. We're looking at images generated per minute. The RTX 4070 is consistently turning out more high-res images than the 3070. That means less time waiting for your prompts to render and more time for you to experiment and create. Those extra images per minute add up really fast.
And get this. This is kind of the mic drop moment. The 4070 does all of this while using less power. We're talking 20 watts less than the 3070. That might not sound like a lot, but over hundreds or thousands of hours of training, that translates to less heat pumping into your room and a lower electricity bill. It's not just faster, it's more efficient.
So, okay, the 4070 is the clear winner on paper. No contest. But that doesn't automatically mean it's the right choice for you. Because the best card isn't just about specs, it's about your goals and, of course, your budget.
You know, I absolutely love this perspective from expert Tim Dedmers. He reframes the whole question. His advice is basically, if you're just dipping your toes in, the 3070 is a fantastic and affordable way to see if you're really serious about this stuff. It's a super practical upgrade path that makes a ton of sense.
So let's just break it down super simple for you. If your budget is the biggest factor, or if you're just starting out and exploring smaller models, the RTX 3070 is still an amazing, capable card.
But if you want better performance right out of the gate, you know you're going to be working with bigger models, and you want a card that's ready for the future of AI, well then the RTX 4070 is absolutely the smarter investment.
And just to wrap it all up, here is everything side by side. This is the whole story in one table. From the architecture and VRAM all the way down to the power draw and original price. Go ahead and pause here if you just want to soak in the raw numbers and compare them directly.
Now look, we've covered a ton, but we've really only scratched the surface. This whole explainer is based on an amazing deep dive from Best GPUs for AI. If you want to see all the raw benchmark data and get into the nitty-gritty details, you've got to check out their full comparison. We've put the link right in the description for you.
So, at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this one question for you. Now that you've seen the data, is your next big AI project going to be powered by the forward-looking efficiency of the 4070, or are you going to go with the smart, budget-friendly power of the 3070?